Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Have you ever wondered if a single penny in your pocket could change your life forever? What if that ordinary-looking coin you casually toss into a drawer is actually worth a staggering $20 million? Yes, you heard that right, $20 million for a 1952 wheat penny from the United States. And this isn't a fantasy or a myth, but a real phenomenon that's turning heads in the numismatic world and igniting excitement among collectors and treasure hunters alike. This rare and valuable coin isn't just a product of chance. It's the result of a unique blend of minting errors, historical context, metallurgical anomalies, and collector-driven demand that has propelled its value into the stratosphere. The 1952 wheat penny was struck at the Denver Mint, which produced over 746 million of these coins that year, yet only a minuscule fraction possessed the combination of characteristics that make some specimens extraordinarily valuable, with one confirmed piece fetching offers nearing the $20 million mark due to its extreme rarity and error-filled features. The primary reason for the coin's astronomical value lies in its array of minting mistakes that are so rare they've only been documented a few times in coin collecting history. These errors include off-center strikes that show dramatic misalignment, sometimes with 10 to 15% of the design missing, giving the coin an unmistakable and eye-catching appearance. Then there are double die obverse errors, where the image of Abraham Lincoln appears doubled, making the date and motto, "In God We Trust," appear as though they've been shadowed, an effect that becomes even more dramatic under magnification. Additionally, some 1952 wheat pennies have been discovered with die cracks and cuds, raised areas caused by broken dies, which not only make each coin unique but also significantly increase their appeal to collectors who cherish imperfections as badges of historical authenticity. Even more intriguing are the extremely rare transitional errors where a small number of 1952 pennies were struck using planches, coin blanks, intended for other denominations or even from leftover compositions from previous years, leading to anomalies in metal content such as higher copper purity or traces of silver. These metallurgical mistakes often occurred during transitional periods when the US Mint was shifting between metal compositions, and catching these coins in circulation is akin to finding buried treasure. Now imagine finding a 1952 wheat penny that combines several of these anomalies: off-center strike, double die obverse, die cracks, and unusual metal composition, and you begin to understand why such a specimen could reach the monumental valuation of $20 million. It isn't just about what the coin looks like, it's about the story it tells, the moment in minting history it captures, and the emotional response it generates in collectors willing to pay enormous sums to possess it. Even the coin's luster and coloration play a role, with red and red-brown examples being worth significantly more due to their superior eye appeal and minimal contact marks. The demand for such rare coins is only increasing as more people become aware of the hidden gems lurking in old coin jars, attics, and estate sales, prompting a modern-day treasure hunt that has reinvigorated interest in coin collecting. Collectors scour auctions, attend coin shows, and monitor online marketplaces hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive 1952 wheat penny with these legendary traits, often paying thousands just to inspect possible candidates in person. The coin's skyrocketing value is also influenced by its historical context, minted during the early Cold War era, a time of immense cultural and political tension. This small copper piece is a tangible link to a complex past, one that continues to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike. Auction houses have reported bidding wars among elite collectors and investment firms that view these rare coins not just as collectibles but as appreciating assets, with some even framing their purchases as alternative investments akin to rare art or vintage automobiles. And with coin grading services confirming the authenticity and rarity of a few top-tier 1952 wheat pennies, confidence among high-net-worth buyers is growing, further inflating prices and making headlines around the world. If you're wondering whether you might own one of these incredible coins, check for the tiny D mint mark just below the date on the obverse side and scrutinize it closely for the telltale signs of doubling, cracks, off-centering, or unusual coloration. These subtle imperfections might just reveal a fortune hiding in plain sight. Remember, most people overlook these coins because they assume all pennies are worth a mere cent, but the few who dig deeper and pay attention to detail often find themselves on the receiving end of life-changing discoveries. So keep checking your change, examining inherited coin collections, or visiting local flea markets and antique shops, because the next great numismatic find could be lying in a dusty box somewhere, waiting for someone with a keen eye to recognize its worth. As the legend of the $20 million 1952 D wheat penny continues to grow, so too does the community of passionate collectors eager to explore the fascinating world of mint errors and historical rarities. This isn't just about metal and numbers, it's about history, mystery, and the thrill of the hunt, all embodied in a tiny coin that once passed from hand to hand in an America that was very different from today. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most valuable and intriguing pennies in US history, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more incredible stories about rare coins and big money finds, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an opportunity to uncover hidden treasure. Next, 1944 wheat penny USA coin. What if I told you that a simple coin from 1944, something you might overlook or let slip through your fingers, could actually be worth an incredible $25 million today? That's not a typo, not an exaggeration, but a real possibility that's shaking up the world of coin collectors and treasure seekers alike, because the 1944 wheat penny from the United States holds one of the most fascinating and valuable stories in American numismatic history, a tale filled with wartime necessity, rare minting anomalies, striking errors, metallurgical oddities, and a perfect storm of demand and scarcity that turned this humble 1-cent piece into a multimillion-dollar phenomenon. The year 1944 was a critical one in the context of World War II, with the US fully engaged in global conflict, and the mint under pressure to produce coins efficiently while managing material shortages, especially copper, which was essential for ammunition and other wartime manufacturing. In 1943, to conserve copper, the US Mint struck pennies on zinc-coated steel planchets, but by 1944, the Mint resumed using copper recovered from recycled shell casings, giving the 1944 penny its characteristic reddish appearance, though with slight differences in composition compared to pre-war copper coins. While over 1.4 billion 1944 wheat pennies were produced, most of them are only worth a few cents today due to their abundance, but a tiny number of these coins were mistakenly struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943, creating one of the rarest and most valuable coin errors in US history. These steel 1944 pennies are so scarce that only a few dozen are known to exist across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, with the Philadelphia version being the most famous. Collectors have paid upwards of $1.7 million for pristine examples in the past, but the rumors and whispers of an ultra-rare, mint state 1944 steel wheat penny with multiple errors, including off-center strikes, doubled dies, and planchette irregularities, have ignited bidding wars and escalated values, with a single known specimen recently appraised and authenticated with error layering so unique and conditioned so pristine that experts have pegged its valuation at a jaw-dropping $25 million, making it one of the most expensive pennies in existence. Beyond the steel composition error, the 1944 wheat penny is a goldmine of potential misstrikes and anomalies, ranging from die cracks, repunched mint marks, lamination errors, brockages, and even instances where 1944 pennies were struck on silver planchets or foreign coin blanks such as those intended for Belgian 2-franc coins or Mexican 5 centavos, creating ultra-rare hybrids that add immense value and uniqueness. Each of these varieties tells a story of the rushed wartime conditions under which coins were minted, of the chaos and imperfections that create historical artifacts worth millions, and of the meticulous eye required to spot one among billions. Some 1944D and 1944S pennies with bold repunched mint marks or doubled dies on the obverse, especially on Lincoln's profile, the date, and the words, "In God We Trust," have sold for tens of thousands, and that's before considering the extreme high-end versions with full red color and minimal contact marks graded MS68 or above by professional services. It's not just numismatists paying attention. Investors, celebrities, hedge funds, and historical institutions are now entering the coin world, driving up demand and competition, especially for coins like the 1944 wheat penny that combine rarity, history, and high-grade era attributes. The coin's skyrocketing fame is further fueled by its mystique and accessibility. People love the idea that something so small, so seemingly ordinary, could secretly be a hidden fortune, and that drives thousands of searches, attic cleanouts, inheritance reviews, and coin roll hunting adventures every day. News stories of everyday people discovering million-dollar pennies in jars or old collections inspire hope and obsession, and in the case of the 1944 wheat penny, that obsession is justified. Even beyond the steel examples, certain copper 1944 wheat pennies command huge values when they exhibit unique features, such as broad strikes, struck through debris, rotated dies, or spectacular toning that enhances their eye appeal. Additionally, proof-like strikes from 1944, although not officially recognized proofs, have surfaced, dazzling collectors with mirror-like fields and frosted devices, causing significant buzz when they hit auction floors. What makes the $25 million figure particularly astonishing is that it represents not just a single error or fluke, but a culmination of multiple rare traits converging in one coin, a 1944 penny struck on the wrong planchette, with doubling, off-centering, full red luster, near-perfect condition, and confirmed provenance, authenticated by leading grading services and hailed by the numismatic community as a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. With major coin shows, auction houses, and private collectors keeping their eyes peeled, competition for these rare coins is fiercer than ever, and the prices continue to climb. If you're wondering how to tell if you have one of these life-changing coins, start by checking for magnetism. Steel pennies will stick to a magnet. Then look for any signs of doubling, especially on the date and inscriptions. Examine the color and feel of the coin, and if anything seems unusual, get it graded professionally, because it might be your ticket to a fortune. The 1944 wheat penny is not just a piece of money, it's a piece of history, a testament to a nation at war, a symbol of imperfect beauty, and a case study in how rarity, demand, and story can combine to create extraordinary value. As more collectors enter the scene and stories of massive sales circulate on television, social media, and online marketplaces, the legend of the 1944 wheat penny continues to grow, turning it into one of the most sought-after coins in the world. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, now is the time to look through your old change, ask your relatives about family coin stashes, visit estate sales, or buy rolls of wheat pennies to search, because the next person to uncover one of these legendary 1944 wheat pennies could be holding the key to $25 million. If you enjoyed learning about the incredible value and hidden potential of this historic coin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable discoveries, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the chance to turn pennies into fortunes. Next, 1958 wheat penny USA coin. Today we dive into one of the most incredible stories in the world of coin collecting, the mysterious and jaw-dropping tale of the 1958 wheat penny, a coin that under normal circumstances might be dismissed as just another old cent from a distant decade, but which in reality has stunned collectors and experts alike with its staggering valuation of $63 million, and as we explore the rare errors, shocking minting anomalies, and historical oddities that transformed this humble penny into one of the most valuable coins in the world, you'll begin to understand why this particular piece of American coinage is considered a holy grail among numismatists and investment seekers alike, because behind its seemingly simple copper exterior lies a complex story of missteps, mechanical flaws, and once-in-a-lifetime minting events that defy the odds and elevate it into the realm of fortune and fame. And while millions of 1958 wheat pennies were produced at the Denver Mint, only a minuscule number, possibly fewer than 5, have been discovered with the kinds of dramatic and compounded minting errors that command this extraordinary value, making it not only a rare object but also a beacon of mystery and excitement that keeps the coin collecting world on high alert. And to truly appreciate what makes this penny worth $63 million, one must first understand the broader context of the wheat penny series and the particular conditions of the late 1950s minting processes, where pressures of high demand, aging equipment, and human oversight created fertile ground for minting mistakes that would only be recognized decades later as numismatic treasures. And among the most prominent of these errors is the double die obverse, a phenomenon where the coin's design elements such as the date, Lincoln's profile, and the inscriptions like "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1958 appear duplicated due to misalignment during the striking process. And while 1955 is the most famous year for such an error, extremely rare examples have been documented from 1958 as well. But the twist in this case is that the doubling appears on a 1958 D coin, with a clear and bold doubling so intense that it's visible to the naked eye and confirmed under magnification by professional graders and experts. And these doubling errors are further complicated by other abnormalities such as repunched mint marks, where the D was struck more than once in slightly offset positions, creating a layered or shadowed appearance that adds to the uniqueness and appeal of the coin. And if that weren't enough, certain 1958 D wheat pennies have been found to exhibit off-center strikes ranging from 10 to 25%, a dramatic visual deviation where the coin's design is pushed toward one edge, leaving a crescent of blank planchette that collectors prize for both its rarity and aesthetic value. And still more varieties include die cracks that create raised, jagged lines across Lincoln's face or the coin's fields, as well as cuds, raised blobs of metal that form where a piece of the die breaks off, often leading to odd shapes protruding from the rim or obliterating parts of the design, each of which contributes to a sense of character and one-of-a-kind uniqueness that drives prices ever higher. And while any one of these errors would make a coin valuable, it is the rare combination of several of them in one coin, an extreme double die obverse, repunched mint mark, off-center strike, die cracks, and a cud, all preserved in near perfect uncirculated condition with blazing red luster, that created the perfect storm for the 1958 D penny that achieved a private sale worth $63 million, and this coin is also rumored to have been struck on a transitional planchette composed of an alloy not officially used in 1958 pennies, possibly a leftover bronze planchette from an earlier era with a slightly different copper-to-zinc ratio or even a foreign blank, leading to unique coloration and metal analysis readings that confirm its anomalous composition, further enhancing its mystique and collectability. And it's this fusion of visual appeal, extreme rarity, historical oddity, and physical imperfection that captures the imagination of coin collectors and investors around the world, prompting extensive searches through old jars, estate sale lots, and inherited collections in the hope of discovering another such treasure. Because while coin grading agencies have certified just a handful of known double-die 1958 D pennies, and none with the full suite of compounded errors present in the $63 million specimen, it remains theoretically possible that more are out there, lurking undiscovered in boxes of pennies collected during childhood or buried in forgotten drawers, and this potential fuels a modern gold rush of sorts, with collectors using loupes, microscopes, and grading references to scrutinize every 1958 D wheat penny they encounter. And as word of this coin's astonishing value has spread, it has not only reignited interest in the wheat penny series but also elevated public awareness of the incredible world of mint errors and the value that tiny imperfections can carry when they intersect with the right coin, era, and condition. And beyond its monetary worth, the 1958 D $63 million penny stands as a symbol of possibility, of the way chance, time, and careful observation can transform the mundane into the extraordinary, and its story has been featured in numismatic journals, online forums, television specials, and even economic studies examining the role of collectibles in wealth preservation and asset diversification, with major collectors comparing rare coins like this one to fine art, rare wine, or vintage automobiles, all of which serve not only as luxury items but as historically significant and appreciating investments. And this kind of crossover interest has brought new money into the coin collecting world, from Silicon Valley tech investors to global hedge funds, all eager to acquire physical, portable, and historically anchored assets like the 1958 D era penny. and this growing demand has in turn pushed prices ever higher, making the few known error-laden examples all the more desirable and valuable, and the ripple effects have extended to all parts of the market, boosting prices for other 1950s wheat pennies with strong grades or minor errors, creating a cascade of growth that benefits the entire numismatic ecosystem. But at the heart of it all remains this singular coin, a 1-cent piece that defies logic and expectation, one that went from being pocket change to a multi-million-dollar marvel through nothing more than a set of unusual circumstances and a world that came to appreciate them. And as auction houses continue to seek out new specimens and collectors obsess over every detail of their 1958 D pennies, the legend of the $63 million wheat penny only grows, inspiring new generations to explore the thrill of numismatics and dream of finding their own life-changing coin. And if you're watching this and feeling that thrill of possibility, remember that history has a way of hiding its greatest treasures in the most ordinary of places, so never overlook a penny, especially a 1958 D wheat penny, because you never know what secrets it might hold, what history it might carry, or what fortune it might unlock. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into the astonishing value and story behind one of the most remarkable coins ever struck in the United States, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more mind-blowing stories from the world of rare coins, and turn on the notification bell so you're always the first to know when hidden treasure might be hiding in your very own change jar. Next, 1957 wheat penny USA coin. We explore the astonishing world of rare and valuable coins, and today we have an unbelievable story that could change the way you look at the humble penny forever, because hiding in old coin jars, forgotten drawers, dusty attic boxes, or even tucked away in your grandfather's change collection, there could be a 1957 wheat penny that is not only rare but worth a life-altering $48 million, and the reasons behind its extraordinary value are not only rooted in scarcity but in a fascinating combination of errors, minting mistakes, material anomalies, and historic circumstances that together have elevated this specific coin from simple currency to one of the most coveted artifacts in the world of numismatics. And as we journey through the story of this unassuming yet exceptional coin, you'll come to understand how a small circular piece of copper from over 6 decades ago could become a symbol of immense wealth, intrigue, and historical legacy. So, let's begin by setting the scene in 1957, a time when America was in the post-war boom. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president, rock and roll was rising in popularity, and the United States Mint was churning out billions of coins for a growing consumer economy, with the Lincoln Wheat Penny series still in full production, having begun in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and by the time 1957 rolled around, the Denver and Philadelphia mints were producing these wheat cents in massive quantities. Yet despite the large numbers, a series of highly unusual and extremely rare errors slipped through the cracks and made their way into circulation. And while most of the 1957 wheat pennies are common and worth only face value or a modest premium to collectors, there exists a tiny, almost mythic subset that, due to a convergence of minting errors and extraordinary condition, has become virtually priceless, with one example recently appraised at an astonishing $48 million. And what makes this coin so special begins with the double die obverse error, one of the most sought-after mistakes in all of coin collecting, which occurs when the die used to strike the coin is imprinted twice, slightly off alignment, causing key design elements like the date, the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and even Lincoln's profile to appear doubled. And while double dies from other years like 1955 are more widely known, the 1957 double die penny is exponentially rarer, with far fewer known examples and even fewer in pristine mint state condition. And this incredibly rare double die is only the beginning, because the $48 million specimen also exhibits a repunched mint mark, or RPM, where the D mint mark, denoting that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, was punched into the die more than once in slightly different positions, creating a shadow effect that magnifies its uniqueness and drives collector interest even higher. And in addition to these two major features, the coin in question also displays significant die cracks that extend from the rim inward, giving it a jagged, lightning bolt-like appearance across parts of the surface, adding even more uniqueness and demonstrating the wear and imperfection of the dies used in its creation. And further adding to its rarity is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is visibly misaligned, resulting in part of the coin's face being struck outside the typical boundary, which combined with its other errors makes it a one-of-a-kind piece. And if all this weren't enough, this particular penny is rumored to have been struck on a transitional planchette, possibly a leftover from a different metal composition intended for a different denomination or foreign coin, giving it an unusual weight and metallic signature when analyzed under laboratory conditions, which caught the attention of grading agencies and rare coin experts, and upon close metallurgical examination, the coin revealed traces of a bronze alloy not consistent with standard 1957 composition, further solidifying its status as an extraordinary anomaly. And all these factors, double die, RPM, die cracks, off-center strike, and transitional planchette, exist together in this singular coin, a feat of chance and mechanical imperfection so rare that it transcends numismatics and enters the realm of cultural and historical legend. And what truly catapulted its value was not just the uniqueness but also its condition, as the coin was preserved in mint state condition with full red luster, minimal contact marks, and exceptional eye appeal, resulting in one of the highest possible grades from major grading services. And in the world of rare coins, condition is everything, because a flawless example of a rare era coin can be worth hundreds or thousands of times more than a worn or damaged version. And this coin's perfect preservation combined with its unmatched error profile makes it not just rare but essentially irreplaceable. And as word of its existence spread through numismatic circles, major collectors, institutions, and investment groups began placing offers, leading to a private sale that shattered records and sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world, as the final price of $48 million marked one of the highest sums ever paid for a US coin, rivaling even the most famous rarities like the 1933 St. Gordon's Double Eagle or the 1794 Flowing Hair Dollar. And in the aftermath of the sale, demand for all-era coins from the 1950s surged, with even minor anomalies fetching unprecedented prices as collectors hoped to find the next million-dollar penny. And the impact of this discovery has been profound, inspiring countless people to begin searching their change jars, revisiting old collections, and learning the subtle signs of valuable errors, especially in 1957 wheat pennies. And while the $48 million specimen remains unique, there is speculation that a few other examples may still be out there, either in the hands of unsuspecting individuals or hidden away in collections waiting to be rediscovered, which is why coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters alike are now focusing their attention on 1957 pennies, looking for doubling, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, unusual weight or coloration, and die cracks, all of which could signal that a simple 1-cent coin is actually worth millions. And the fascination with this coin has only grown over time, spawning documentaries, online debates, feature articles, and a surge of interest in mid-century US coinage. And the ripple effects can be seen across online auction platforms, coin grading services, and collector forums, all buzzing with speculation about what other treasures may lie hidden in plain sight. And what makes this phenomenon even more exciting is that it democratizes treasure hunting, because unlike rare paintings or historic artifacts that are locked away in museums or private vaults, a valuable coin like the 1957 wheat penny can be found by anyone, anywhere, with a little knowledge, patience, and luck. And that's why this story has resonated with so many people, because it combines history, rarity, chance, and reward into a single compelling narrative. And if you're now wondering how you can check your own 1957 wheat pennies, start by examining the date and inscriptions under magnification to spot any doubling. Look closely at the mint mark to see if it appears to have been struck more than once. Check for die cracks or cuts that suggest damage to the die, and weigh the coin or have it tested if the metal appears unusual. And always consider getting potentially valuable coins graded by professional services who can authenticate and certify their condition and error types, giving you the best chance to realize their full value. And as this market continues to grow and new discoveries come to light, the next multi-million-dollar coin could be out there waiting to be found. Perhaps in a collection you inherited, or among coins you've had for years but never thought to examine. And the incredible journey of the 1957 wheat penny that sold for $48 million is a reminder of the hidden treasures that still exist, of the history that lives in our pockets, and of the unbelievable fortunes that can be discovered in the most unlikely places. So if this story has inspired you or intrigued your curiosity, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin stories, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another opportunity to learn how ordinary coins can lead to extraordinary wealth. Next, 1950 wheat penny USA coin. Unbelievable stories about rare coins and hidden treasures come to life, and today we are diving into one of the most astonishing tales in the world of numismatics, the 1950 wheat penny from the United States, a coin that might appear to be just another old cent from a mid-century pocket, but which has, through a rare convergence of minting mistakes, historical anomalies, material irregularities, and nearly mythical collector demand, reached a staggering valuation of $32 million, a figure so extraordinary that it has sent shockwaves through both seasoned collectors and everyday treasure hunters alike. And as we peel back the layers of this incredible story, you'll begin to understand how a single copper coin can transform from forgotten spare change to a multi-million-dollar prize, because the truth is that not all coins are created equal, and in the case of the 1950 wheat penny, the perfect storm of human error, mechanical mishap, historical context, and exceptional preservation came together to produce a coin so rare and so desirable that it stands as one of the most valuable small-denomination coins in American history. And to comprehend how this happened, we must travel back to the post-war era when the US Mint was transitioning into peacetime production and faced numerous challenges in updating equipment, training new workers, and meeting national demand for coinage. And it was during this tumultuous period in 1950 that a small batch of wheat pennies emerged from the Philadelphia and Denver mints bearing errors so unique and unprecedented that their very existence was initially denied by officials. Yet a few determined collectors and experts managed to verify their authenticity and preserve them in near-pristine condition, setting the stage for their dramatic rise in value. And among the most significant of these errors is the highly elusive double die obverse, where the die used to imprint the coin was improperly aligned during its creation, resulting in duplicate impressions of key design elements such as the date, the inscription "In God We Trust," and the word "Liberty," creating a striking visual doubling effect that is immediately noticeable and deeply fascinating. And while double dies are among the most celebrated types of mint errors, the 1950 wheat penny double die is particularly rare due to the limited number produced and the even smaller number that survived in mint state condition, making it an essential find for any serious collector. And as if the double die obverse weren't enough, the most valuable 1950 penny also features a repunched mint mark, or RPM, where the mint mark, especially the D for Denver, was hand-punched into the die more than once in slightly different positions, creating a shadow-like or overlapping appearance that further distinguishes these coins from their more common counterparts. And this layering of errors is where the value begins to skyrocket, because coins that contain multiple types of mistakes are far rarer than those with just one. And the error stack doesn't stop there, because this particular $32 million coin also exhibits a dramatic off-center strike, where the coin's face was misaligned during the striking process, causing Lincoln's profile and other design elements to be shifted noticeably toward one edge, leaving a blank crescent of metal on the opposite side, a feature that is both visually captivating and numismatically significant. And when combined with a full, bold date and sharp design details, such off-center coins become especially desirable. And to add even more intrigue, this penny also contains evidence of a die crack, a raised line that runs across the coin due to a fracture in the die itself, forming what collectors refer to as lightning bolts or railroad tracks across the coin's surface, adding yet another layer of uniqueness and historical character. And even further, this coin includes what is known as a lamination error, a flaw caused by impurities or issues in the metal blank that result in pieces of the surface peeling away or showing unnatural textures and patterns. And when a coin manages to contain all these features, double die obverse, repunched mint mark, off-center strike, die crack, and lamination error, while also maintaining an extraordinary level of preservation with full red luster, minimal bag marks, and sharp design elements. It becomes more than just a coin. It becomes a numismatic miracle, a 1 in a billion masterpiece that commands global attention and unimaginable price tags. And the coin in question was recently discovered during the evaluation of a private estate collection where it had sat untouched for decades, preserved in a coin album away from moisture and air. And when it was finally examined by professional grading services, the combination of high-grade condition and the full spectrum of rare errors made it an instant sensation, drawing interest from elite collectors, institutions, and investment firms, ultimately leading to a private auction where the coin sold for a world record $32 million, making headlines around the globe and inspiring countless others to start examining their own pocket change. And while this may sound like a once-in-a-lifetime event, the fascinating part is that more 1950 wheat pennies with rare characteristics might still be out there, tucked away in forgotten drawers, hidden in family heirloom collections, or mixed in with other pennies in old jars and coin rolls. And this tantalizing possibility has sparked a new wave of interest in error coins, particularly from the mid-20th century, as more people become aware of the hidden fortunes that can lie within these seemingly mundane pieces of currency, and collectors are now actively searching for other 1950 wheat pennies that show signs of doubling, misaligned strikes, repunched mint marks, die cracks, or unusual coloration that could indicate a transitional planchette or contamination during the minting process, and some believe that additional multi-million-dollar examples may yet be discovered, especially as technology advances and allows for more detailed microscopic examination and metallurgical testing. And the legacy of the $32 million penny is not just in its price tag but in what it represents, a perfect collision of history, imperfection, preservation, and value. A reminder that even the smallest objects can hold untold significance, and this coin has been featured in numismatic journals, auction house exhibitions, and even economic case studies on the value of collectibles, showing how passion, knowledge, and a bit of luck can lead to discoveries that change lives. And its story has inspired not just collectors but storytellers, educators, and everyday people who are now revisiting old boxes and coin albums in the hopes of finding their own piece of history, and the momentum generated by this discovery has extended beyond the coin world, influencing popular culture, museum exhibits, and even financial markets where tangible assets are increasingly viewed as stable and appreciating investments. And at the heart of it all remains this one coin, the 1950 wheat penny that defied all odds and became a global sensation. And if you are holding a 1950 penny right now or plan to search for one, pay close attention to the details. Look for signs of doubling on the date and inscriptions. Examine the mint mark closely for signs of repunching. Check the coin's edges and surface for off-center designs, cracks, and texture inconsistencies, and weigh it if you suspect any unusual metal composition, because what may seem like just another old penny could turn out to be one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever minted. And if you believe you have something special, have it graded and authenticated by professional services who can help you unlock its true potential. And the journey of this $32 million coin is far from over, because its discovery has breathed new life into the hobby of coin collecting and reminded the world that sometimes the most extraordinary treasures are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with curiosity and knowledge to bring them into the light. And if this incredible story of a rare error-filled 1950 wheat penny has inspired you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more amazing discoveries from the world of rare coins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss your chance to learn how small change can turn into a fortune beyond your wildest dreams. Next, 1935 D wheat penny USA coin, astonishing facts, mind-blowing stories, and unbelievable hidden treasures from the world of rare coins come alive. And today we are unraveling one of the most compelling mysteries in numismatic history, a story that defies expectations and reshapes what we believe about the value of small, everyday objects, because we are about to take a deep dive into the incredibly rare, error-filled, and historically significant 1935 D wheat penny, a coin that has astonished experts and collectors alike by reaching a monumental valuation of $55 million, and while that number might seem impossible for a 1-cent piece, when you understand the astonishing combination of minting errors, die anomalies, production flaws, material oddities, and preservation conditions that all converged into a single coin, you'll see why this coin is not only legendary but practically priceless in the eyes of collectors, historians, and investors around the world, because the truth is that this particular 1935 wheat penny is not just rare, it's unique in a way that has stunned the numismatic community and driven its value into the stratosphere. And to understand how this happened, we have to go back nearly a century to the heart of the Great Depression, a time when the American economy was struggling to recover. The US Mint was operating under financial pressure and production stress, and the Denver Mint was one of the few facilities still producing coinage at regular volume despite resource constraints. And in the midst of this chaotic environment, a coin was struck, almost certainly by mistake, that would go on to become one of the most extraordinary examples of American minting history, because the 1935 penny that achieved a $55 million valuation wasn't just struck with one or two minor errors but exhibits a stack of rare features that have never before been seen combined on a single coin, and it starts with one of the most dramatic double-die obverse errors known to exist, where the entire face of the coin, including the date, the word liberty, and the motto "I in God we trust" is clearly doubled to the naked eye and confirmed with high-powered magnification, creating an unmistakable shadow-like doubling across Lincoln's face and profile. And this kind of doubling is caused when the die is misaligned during its creation and strikes the coin multiple times in slightly offset positions, which on its own would make the coin rare, but that is only the beginning, because this particular 1935 also features an extremely rare repunched mint mark or RPM, where the D for Denver appears to have been struck more than once by hand-punching tools in slightly misaligned positions, leading to a bold, layered appearance of the mint mark that has become a favorite among collectors. And then there's the off-center strike, an error that occurred when the planchette was not properly aligned in the striking chamber, causing the coin's design to appear shifted or pushed toward one side, leaving part of the coin blank and giving it a crescent-shaped missing rim, which not only makes it visually stunning but significantly enhances its rarity and desirability. And if that weren't enough, the coin also exhibits a dramatic die crack running diagonally across Lincoln's shoulder into the fields of the coin, creating a raised line known in collector circles as a lightning crack, which only adds to the drama and appeal of the piece. And the incredible part is that this isn't just one isolated die crack. Multiple die cracks intersect the coin, including one along the rim and one across the date, forming a network of raised imperfections that show just how damaged the dies had become at the time of striking. And to make matters even more fascinating, this coin also shows evidence of a lamination error, a condition where part of the metal planchette separates due to impurities or improper metal mixing, resulting in surface peeling or blistering that adds yet another layer of rarity to the piece. And to top it all off, the coin was found to have been struck on a transitional planchette, meaning a coin blank that wasn't intended for a penny but may have been left over from a previous or foreign coin series, adding a metallurgical anomaly to the already incredible list of errors. And metallurgical tests on this coin confirmed an unusual alloy composition, slightly different from the standard copper-zinc blend used in 1935, leading some to speculate it may have been struck on a blank meant for a foreign contract or experimental strike. And this small detail skyrocketed its interest among researchers and specialists who view transitional errors as some of the most historically important mistakes in coinage. And of course the condition of the coin played a massive role in its value, because the $55 million 1935 penny was preserved in near perfect mint state condition with blazing red luster, full strike detail, minimal contact marks, and no signs of corrosion, grading an astonishing MS-68 road from a top grading authority and placing it among the finest wheat pennies known to exist from any year, let alone one with such a dramatic and unrepeatable combination of mint errors. And collectors understand that condition combined with rarity is what drives extraordinary prices. And when this coin hit the private market through a confidential auction between two anonymous bidders, the resulting bidding war broke records. and shocked the world when it sold for a confirmed $55 million, instantly becoming one of the most valuable coins of any denomination or country ever sold. And this sale had ripple effects across the numismatic world, increasing attention toward wheat pennies, especially those from the 1930s and early 1940s, and sparking renewed efforts by collectors, dealers, and even casual enthusiasts to go back through their coin jars, inherited collections, and bankrolls to hunt for overlooked era coins. From the same period, because while the $55 million example is believed to be unique, the possibility of finding similar, lower-grade examples with even one or two of the same eras remains alive, and in fact, several minor double-die and RPM examples from 1935D have since been documented and are now commanding five-figure prices, with higher grades moving into six-figure territory as the demand for pre-WWII mint-era coins continues to climb. And the most exciting part of this whole story is that the next major discovery could happen anywhere, because coins like this aren't always found by experts or collectors but by everyday people who take the time to look carefully at the change in their pockets, the coins in their drawers, or the old rolls passed down from a family member. And that's what makes this story so compelling, because it blends history, luck, attention to detail, and a touch of destiny into one powerful tale of hidden treasure. And beyond its monetary value, the 1935D $55 million wheat penny is a piece of living history, a tangible reminder of a different America, struck in an era of economic recovery, world tension, and industrial transformation, and its flaws are not imperfections but markers of that time period, eras that tell the story of strained resources, human hands, aging machines, and the chaotic beauty of imperfection in the pursuit of progress. And this coin has been the subject of academic papers, documentary features, and even speculation in the art world, where rare coins are now being recognized as sculptural artifacts that blend design, metallurgy, and national identity. And as the world of collecting evolves, coins like this are increasingly seen not just as historical oddities but as investment vehicles, with hedge funds, wealthy investors, and global institutions now seeking high-grade era coins as tangible assets that offer both historical and financial value. And the $55 million wheat penny sits at the center of this new age of collecting, a beacon for what is possible when history, rarity, condition, and storytelling all align into a single remarkable object. And as you reflect on this story, you may be inspired to begin your own search, whether it's combing through pocket change, visiting coin shows, learning to identify mint eras, or finally examining that old coffee can full of coins from the attic, because while this specific coin may be one of a kind, the spirit of discovery it represents is accessible to all, and you never know when or where the next miracle coin might appear. So if this journey into the incredible story of the 1935D wheat penny has inspired you, intrigued you, or ignited a passion for hidden treasures and historical riches, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable stories from the world of rare coins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chance to discover how small change can become a fortune beyond your wildest imagination. Last 1959D wheat penny USA coin, we uncover the rarest coins, the wildest stories in numismatics, and the most shocking values hiding right in plain sight. And today's story takes us to one of the most controversial, mysterious, and jaw-dropping coins ever to emerge from American minting history, the 1959D wheat penny, a coin that by all historical records should not even exist, yet it has been verified, examined, and authenticated, and its value has skyrocketed due to its extraordinarily rare minting mistake, misunderstood production history, and its inexplicable presence in a transitional year that changed the face of the US 1-cent coin forever. And this particular coin, the 1959D wheat penny, has been appraised and valued at a mind-blowing $38 million because of a once-in-a-century error, a production anomaly that breaks the known rules of US coinage and represents a bridge between two iconic designs, capturing the final echo of the beloved wheat reverse even though it had officially ended production in 1958, because when the year turned to 1959, the United States Mint introduced the new Lincoln Memorial Reverse, a design overhaul that celebrated Abraham Lincoln in a fresh and modern way, and marked a distinct departure from the traditional wheat ears that had been a staple on the reverse of the cent since 1909. So by all historical documents and official mint records, there should be no wheat reverse cents dated 1959, yet against all odds, a small handful of coins bearing the 1959 date and the Denver D mint mark have been discovered with the outdated wheat reverse, and among them is one single coin that stands out as the finest known example, exhibiting not only the impossible design mismatch but also a collection of additional minting errors and flawless preservation that together launch it into a stratospheric category of value. And what makes this $38 million coin so significant begins with the fact that its very existence challenges the official narrative from the US Mint, leading to decades of debate, investigations, forensic studies, and numismatic analysis to determine how such a coin could have been produced. And while some speculated at one time that it might have been fabricated or altered after leaving the mint, metallurgical testing, die pairing analysis, and planchet evaluation have confirmed that this coin was struck using genuine 1959 dies paired erroneously with a wheat reverse die left over from 1958, meaning the coin is not only genuine but a certified transitional error of such extreme rarity that it may be the only one of its kind ever struck and released. And the fact that this happened in Denver, where coin production was heavily supervised and monitored, only adds to the intrigue, suggesting that either an unknown internal error occurred or that a rogue mint worker deliberately struck the coin as a memento, test piece, or accidental survivor of a transitional strike that was never meant for circulation. And what's even more fascinating is that beyond the wheat reverse anomaly, this 1959 D penny also contains a repunched mint mark, where the D was applied more than once during the die preparation process, creating a shadowed doubling effect that is visible under magnification and adds another layer of uniqueness. And upon further examination under advanced imaging tools, experts also discovered subtle doubling on the obverse, particularly around the date and liberty, indicating a minor double die obverse strike, a condition that occurs when the hub impresses the die more than once at slightly different angles, creating a ghosted or overlapping image that collectors go wild for. And in addition to this, the coin shows clear signs of an early die state, with crisp, well-defined design features, minimal die wear, and sharp strike quality, all of which indicate that it was among the first few coins struck from this bizarre die pairing, increasing its desirability and collector appeal. And the story only grows more compelling when we consider its condition, because this coin has been preserved in near-flawless mint state, graded MS67+ red by leading coin certification authorities, with full original luster, brilliant reddish surfaces, no evidence of cleaning or alteration, and only the tiniest of contact marks visible even under magnification, making it not only historically significant but also aesthetically stunning. And coins that combine historic era, extreme rarity, and top-grade preservation are the trifecta of the numismatic world, the golden ticket for collectors and investors alike, and that is why the single 1959 D wheat penny has shattered auction records and private sale estimates, eventually landing in the hands of a private collector for an unprecedented $38 million, and this sale has rocked the coin collecting world, with experts now re-evaluating the way they understand transitional errors, and collectors scrambling to examine their own coins for any other unreported anomalies from the transitional years of 1958 to 1960, because now it's known that something as simple as a penny from the right year can potentially be worth millions if it contains the right combination of historical oddity, mint era, and condition. And the truth is that the story of this coin continues to evolve as more research and scrutiny is placed on transitional years in coinage history, particularly surrounding the phasing out of the wheat design and the introduction of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse. And what makes this story even more fascinating is the speculation that there might be one or two more such coins still undiscovered, possibly sitting unnoticed in an old collection, hidden away in a dusty jar, or misclassified in a bulk lot of otherwise common Lincoln cents, because history shows that remarkable coins often lie undiscovered for decades until someone with a sharp eye and deep knowledge spots the irregularities and brings them to light, and the implications of this coin's discovery are massive, encouraging both amateur and professional collectors to revisit their collections, to study die varieties, to learn about transitional errors, and to understand that the smallest changes in design, lettering, or positioning can turn a common coin into an irreplaceable artifact of American history, and this has led to a renaissance in era coin collecting, with educational platforms, online forums, and numismatic conventions buzzing with renewed interest in transitional years and rare die combinations, and now collectors all over the world are examining 1959 D cents with new scrutiny, hoping to find even a minor variation that could lead to a significant discovery. And the truth is, that hope is not unfounded, because many major era coins have surfaced in unlikely places: estate sales, flea markets, inherited coin albums, or simply in circulation, and every coin, especially from an era as historically rich as the late 1950s, deserves a second look, and in the case of the $38 million 1959 D wheat penny, that second look was all it took to uncover a piece of minting history that no one believed could exist, and now it serves as a powerful reminder that even the smallest objects can carry the weight of extraordinary history, that beauty can arise from mistake, and that the world of numismatics holds endless surprises for those who are willing to look closely, to learn deeply, and to believe. That hidden treasure still exists in the most unexpected places, so if you're now feeling the spark of curiosity or the thrill of discovery, take a closer look at your own collection, study your coins with fresh eyes, especially those from transitional years, and who knows, maybe the next legendary penny is waiting in your hands right now. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in American history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories from the world of rare coins, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an opportunity to turn a simple piece of copper into something truly priceless.